At times people want to register their business, but they don't know which one to go for, whether to go for limited liability company or a business name. They don't even know the difference, and there's no concrete information enlightening them on the one to choose eventually. And at times people choose the wrong one for the wrong reason. And that's why in this video I want to talk about the 12 difference between the limited liability company and the business name. In this video I'll mention 6, then in the next video I'll mention the remaining 6, in order to clear the doubts, in order to clear the confusion around which one exactly to go for, and especially the tax aspect, because this is another factor that people don't take into consideration when making this decision, the tax aspects. So let's jump into it. What is number one? Number one is that a limited liability company is separate from its owners, which means it's a juristic entity, it's a legal entity on its own. When I say that, it means that that business can be sued on its own. And the business also can sue. Clients can sue other businesses on its own. So which means it can be ably represented by a lawyer in a competent law court. I hope you understand. While a business name, it is not separate from the owner. It's the owner that is still, it's only that it has a business name. So a limited liability company is separate. It's a distinct entity on its own. It can stand on its own. So it is the business that owes people, not the owner. It is called limited liability company. I hope you understand that. If you don't understand, you can just ask for further clarification in the comment section. Let's move on. Number 2, what is number 2 difference? It is, when it comes to limited liability company, it is subject to SITA. SITA is called company income tax. Company income tax. And how much are you going to pay at the end of the day? By the time you prepare your account, everything, before 2020, you will pay 30% of your profits. While after the Finance Act of 2020, once your revenue is over 100 million naira, you are to pay 25% of your profits. 25% of your profits. While if it is business name, you are subject to PITA. PITA is personal income tax. It is just 10%. So I hope you understand the difference now. Because some people, they go ahead to open a limited liability company, and by the time the tax people now comes and they are now billing them 25%, you will say, why 25%? Meanwhile, they should have opened a business name and they should have been paying 10% of their income. I hope you understand this. Let's move on to the next one. The third one is limited liability company is under the jurisdiction of FIRS, which is Federal Inland Revenue Service. Federal Inland Revenue Service. When you have a limited liability company, the agency you are going to be filing your tax returns with is with FIRS. While when it is a business thing, you will be filing your returns with, I'm talking about tax returns now, I'm not talking about CAC returns. Both file CAC returns. But when it comes to tax returns for a business name is with your state's Inland Revenue Service. For instance, Lagos State Internal Revenue Service. That's another difference. What is number 3? Number 3 is that a limited liability company ends with LTD or limited. At the end of the business name, you will have something called LTD or limited. While a business name, it could end with something like Enterprise and Co. Associates. Those are the ending of a business name. While a company is to be ended with limited or LTD, still meaning the same but the acronym. That's number 4. Number 5, the number, which is the number given, the registration number given to a limited liability company, starts with RC, which means registered company. While the one for business name starts with BN, business name. So that's another way to know the difference. Number 5, a limited liability company must have shareholders, because the number of shares and the total shares must be stated at the point of registration. So it must have shareholders. Minimum of two shareholders. But in the case of a business name, it is not applicable. What you only need is a sole proprietorship. You don't need shares, you don't need anything, because the business name is just for a person, a sole proprietor, or partnership business. I hope you understand that. So when it comes to limited liability company, shares must be categorically stated, and the minimum shares you must have when registering a limited liability company is 500,000 shares. I hope you understand that. So what is the last point? Just like I said, 6 in this video, then 6 in the next one. It is CAC, which is the Corporate Affairs Commission, must be notified of any important change in the structure of a limited liability company. Maybe a change of directors, change in the structure of the shareholders. They must be notified. While in a business name, it is not required, it is not applicable, because they don't even have, it is majorly for the sole proprietor or the partnership or the partners. I hope you understand. So that is just the 6 difference in this video. So watch out for part 2, where I'll be discussing the remaining 6. If you are yet to subscribe to this channel, kindly do by clicking on the subscribe button and click on the notification bell so that you can be notified whenever we release a new video. So we meet in our next video. Stay blessed.